Is it darts tonight?
It might be done.
How are we doing?
I'll show you later.
Look forward to it. Hi, how you doing? Thank you.
Eddie, congratulations. You've led Newcastle to their cup final this century. How are you feeling? How are the emotions?
Yeah, I feel good. I feel really good. Very proud of the players. Everyone connected with the club. A great night for us. I thought it was a brilliant first 20 minutes as well. It was up there with, not that we ever count things in 20-minute spells, but it was one of the best 20 minutes we've seen, and then the rest of the game was difficult, but really pleased with the start of the match.
Just off outside there, those fans leaving the ground in tears. You could just see how much it meant to them. Are you aware of the enormity of what it means to the supporters?
Yeah, I think you definitely speak to people, and there's a lot of people at the football club that have been here a long time, so you get an idea of what it means. I think from my perspective, you're so focused on the details of how we're going to play and what we're looking to do. You can't take your eye off that for a second, so you shelter yourself from some of the feeling around the town, or the city. So I think it's nice to know how much it means, and to see how much it means. I mean, the view of the stadium again tonight with the scarves and the flags, it was just an incredible place to play football today.
And for Sean Longstaff, local lad scoring the 2 goals that takes his boyhood club to Wembley, must have just been an amazing night for him. What's he been saying afterwards?
Sean's just a really level-headed lad. He loves the club. It's Newcastle through and through. I'm so pleased that he's got the headlines tonight. The 2 goals were great finishes. His all-round performances this season have been excellent. He's getting the rewards for what I saw last year. You know, he didn't play for me initially, but behind the scenes I saw a player that was really committed to his training, really wanted to improve. I'm delighted now he's getting the rewards for that.
Just found it for me when Bruno was sent off, that it was like a collective gasp around the stadium because people thought he probably missed the final. It was 81. What was your thoughts at the time, and now looking back, the fact that he's going to miss the next 3 league matches? Yeah,
so I think when the tackle happened, I just thought it was a normal tackle. It was slightly mistimed. Then you see the slow motion replay back, and it doesn't look great, but I think it's not taken into account the speed of which that moment is happening. So there's no intent, absolutely zero intent. I thought a red card was harsh, but it's happened and we have to deal with it.
Nisha?
Hi Eddie.
Hi.
Did you think you could achieve taking Newcastle to a cup final, to competing for the Champions League so quickly when you first walked in?
Certainly not when we first walked in, because all we saw in front of us was the relegation fight, and we knew how difficult that was going to be to stay in the league. So I think it was only in the summer when we were setting out our transfer plans, and you see us train during pre-season and you think we've got a good squad here. But you never quite know how the season's going to go. I think it's been a brilliant ride to this point. We're really pleased to be in a final. Now we want to go one step further and we want to try and win the trophy. But I think the Premier League now comes back into focus and we have to get ready for West Ham.
Just one from me. Are you going to let yourself dream about lifting that trophy?
No. I've got no control at night time when I do fall asleep, so you know, if that happens I'll be more than happy to visualise it, but I think as I sit here now and I daydream, no, it will be on West Ham and it will be on focusing on the challenge that we have ahead. But it's a great thing to have in the background for us, a real positive thing to have on the horizon as we go back to the Premier League.
Damien?
Pleasure.
I think some big name managers have been at this club since the last trophy was won in 1969. When you reflect on that and what you're on the verge of now, how does that make you feel?
Yeah, I tend not to sort of think too much about previous teams and managers. I respect everyone that's been here and the journey the club's been on. But as I say, I live the day-to-day work so much. It's so intense. I mean, if you could live my day-to-day, it's transfer window, the match today. You don't get time to take breath to even think of the past. But we really want to embrace our past and be very proud of what's happened here before. But we also want to create new history for ourselves, so that's what we're determined to do.
Miles?
Just touching the transfer window there, what can you update us with the incomings, outgoings?
Well, I've got no idea what you know, so I'm not sure I can. Well, no, I think John Joe Shelvey will leave the football club. I don't know whether that's been announced, but that will happen. And he goes certainly with our best wishes, and we're very sad to lose him. I don't think there's any further incomings other than Harrison Ashby and Anthony Gordon. And I hope no other outgoings, apart from maybe Carl Darlow.
And also Isak, how was he? Is that him out of Saturday?
I don't know. He felt a bit groggy taking the ball to his head. I don't know how bad that is, and I don't know the concussion protocols.
Luke?
How comfortable are you accepting the praise that comes your way after a result like this?
Very uncomfortable with individual praise for me. I'd much rather the praise went to the players. That's just part of my setting as a human being. So for me, it is about the players. It's about the guys that enter the pitch and what they give. You can set them up. You can do everything that a coach does, but ultimately the responsibility lies with them. And I'm just really pleased as a group that there's such a hard-working group of people who have managed themselves really, really well this season. So I'm really pleased for them.
Do you expect it to be a challenge? You know this group better than anyone. Will it be a challenge to keep minds off the final? Will you be able to get them back into work and thinking about the Premier League?
I think we'll get back to work. Yeah, I don't see that being a massive concern for me. I think the concern is Bruno's red card, Alex's potential concussion. That they're huge blows for us. So no, we'll be ready for the next game and the challenges we face before the final, but we need our best players.
Thank you.
Martin?
Dan Burns getting interviewed with Sean Longstaff at the end of the game, and Elliot Anderson's come on and Paul Dummins on the bench. Is it important to keep that Geordie North East feel inside of the press?
Absolutely. I'm a strong believer in that. I'm a strong believer in local players coming through the system. They understand the club. They understand the feeling of the club. They represent, and those guys in particular, Mark Gillespie added, represent the club in such a good way. And they also educate the new players coming in, and I think that's such an important process. So you can't keep players from the local area if they're not good enough. You know, we're at elite level, but certainly it's my wish that remains the same.
And in terms of Sean Longstaff and people keeping their patience, when he's missed a couple of chances the last game, he's become an integral part of your team, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, and he's done that all by himself. He's earned that trust from me. I trust him in all phases of the game. That's attacking, defending. I'm really pleased that he's got the goals that his performances have deserved. He's missed a few chances in previous weeks, but that's never an issue with me as long as you're doing the right things, and he has been. And today he gets rewarded for that, and I'm so pleased that he get the praise externally, because I think internally we know how good he is, but externally it's great that now other people are starting to see it too.
And did he turn down the opportunity to dance in the dressing room after the game?
Yes, he did, and quite wise too to make that decision. A lot of pressure on him, and he turned it down, and I would do the same if I was him.
Down the front.
Thank you. Congratulations, Eddie. I know you're here to talk about your team and your achievements, but I wanted to ask about Southampton, your opposition in the 2 legs. What did you make of them as competition in the Cup semi-final?
Yeah, 2 really tough games. I think Nathan's doing a brilliant job. We knew it was going to be a tough game today. We knew they would have a plan. I think they changed system a couple of times in the game. That makes it awkward for you as an opponent to control the flow and momentum of the game. I think they've got some dangerous players. Che Adams' goal was an excellent strike. And they were in the match right to the end, so that's no surprise. We knew it was going to be a difficult game.
Nathan Jones has come in and said about how all 3 of your goals have come from your midfield players drifting into the area, finding themselves in good space and finishing. How much was that something that you looked to work on, looked to target?
Yeah, it's an important part of our game with our system and how we set up. We need goals from midfield areas. Really pleased the way we've created the goals. I'm sure I'm going to enjoy watching the second goal back. Thought it was a really well constructed move, the type of goal we'd love to score on a consistent basis. So yeah, that's part of our game.
Okay. Scott?
Just a quick one on Ashby, Harris Ashby was coming to Eddie. I mean, what do you see in him? Why was that a position you kind of wanted? And is he one for the future, or is he one that you can see potentially making an impact in the second half of the season?
Well, he's definitely one for the future. He's a talented young player. We feel he's got, as all young players have, areas to improve, but I think he's got good character, he's got really good ability, he's got really good physical attributes and technical attributes. Javier Menquillo picked up an injury in training, so he'll be missing for 3 to 4 weeks. So it's an area that we were light in numbers, and bringing Harrison in We feel for a good value in the market as well with current prices. That was a good deal all round for us.
Okay, anyone? Kieran?
Obviously, getting to the finals and achieving it itself, it's partly already thinking you're desperate to win it.
Yeah, of course. I think as humans, you think you want something, and then you achieve getting to the final, which is what we wanted, and then you go, well, I'm not happy with that. We've got to win it. So I think that's a great thing, and I want my players to feel the same way. But that can wait now, and I think that has to be at the back of our minds, not at the forefront of our minds. In the forefront of our minds is West Ham.
John Joseph addressed him after the game. Did he address the players as well?
Yes, he did. He spoke really, really well as well. I was really pleased to see him speak in the way that he did, expressing his thanks to everybody in the room, and just looking back at his journey with the club. He's been an incredible servant for the football club over many years. In dark times as well for the club, he's always stood up and given his best and fought for the club, and yeah, I can't speak highly enough of him as a player and as a person, and we're devastated to lose him.
Aaron?
And Eddie, you spoke last week before Jojo left about maybe being light in one or two areas. Do you feel now that the window's 2 months away from closing, are you happy with the size of your group and how much depth you've got, especially in the middle?
Yeah, I think no window is perfect. I don't think this window's been perfect for us, but that's just the reality of the situation. I think we've signed 2 really talented young players. I'm really pleased with those signings. We're disappointed to lose Chris Wood and John Joe Shelvey. But you have to respect players' wishes as well, and it's not always about what the club wants. You have to look at things from a position of everybody's needs and wants. So we're maybe slightly light in a couple of areas, but we do have a lot of quality within the squad.
Okay. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks very much.